Hello, it's Crypto CJ. It's the trade of the day. It's the Thursday afternoon, evening slash Friday morning Zoom edition, depending on where in the world you are. I'm still in Asia. I've got American friends. Tonight's Thursday night, and I've got Craig in New Zealand, who's afternoon for him, I think. So
Yep.
just about everyone's covered. And the market has been no fun this week. On one hand, though, to say Bitcoin's dipped to 84 and that people are panicking. It's pretty amazing when you think about a year ago, we weren't really close to 84, but now that's a 15% dip when, Bitcoin was at over 100,000. But I've done a little research. Okay, I went to Twitter, but if you look for some explanations, and my favorite crypto cheerleader, Kyle Chassis, has something that looks, I think, reasonable as an explanation. And he's writing a few threads in Twitter. Bitcoin is crashing, wondering why. He's talking about cash and carry trade involving the um, futures market and the ETFs and how there was some arbitrage going on. And he's explaining how the trade worked. Buy Bitcoin spot ETFs on BlackRock and Fidelity. We were praising these a year ago. Then you short BTC futures on the CME, which I believe is Chicago Mercantile Exchange, where one can long or short financial instruments, and then farm the spread over 5% annualized returns, which is pretty good. So it's hedge funds who are causing some of these problems. And he's got a second, third, and this goes on for 7 posts. I'm not going to read all of them, but the big takeaway, we don't know if the pain is over yet. It's likely to end once this trade fully unwinds. So the ETF demand was real, but not all of it. So we need to have genuine demand for owning Bitcoin, and it wasn't as much as we believe. So we may dip down into the 70s, maybe even 60s before this unwinds itself and Bitcoin has a chance to grow more organically, I would say. Cash and carry unwind is brutal, but it's also necessary. More forced selling. The flush will set up the next leg, which I think he's talking about the bull run. So we're having a pretty serious dip in this bull run, but bull runs of the past have had 15 to 30% dips from time to time before they picked up again. So this may just be in that category, and this may be the reason for it. So what I was hearing generally was kind of unsatisfying, but this was specific, so I thought I'd share that with you guys. All right, let's go to the charts.
You're not sharing, by the way.
Crap. All right, thanks, Greg. All right. Well, I guess I didn't really need to share the Twitter feed necessarily. You guys can look that up on yourself. Kyle Chassis, Chasse. But I will share a chart. So I'm on the Bitcoin day chart, and I've got a pretty hard dip here. We were at just under 100 and then came down, in the low 80s, 16%, recovered a little bit. They're 84.3 now. So again, plus side, day trading is pretty good in these circumstances because there's a dip and then at least a partial retrace. So my approach of 1 to 1.5% on a chart has worked reasonably well, though I've had to make additional purchases to get out of some trades. If you're hanging in there for bigger moves, that might be more difficult, but we will look for retrace potential as usual on our proposed day trades and swing trades, but just keep in mind some of these trades might take longer, or you might have to do the additional purchases we've talked about before. Um, and then you may want, if you're using stop losses, you might want to set those lower to give the trades more room to breathe. And Mark is asking, what is the EVM concern where it's hackable throughout exchange? Not sure what that means. There was a Bybit hack last week that shocked the market for a while, and maybe Mark's talking about a different hack that occurred that I don't know about, but I'm not sure about EVM. If you want to explain a little bit more in the chat, feel free, or you could jump on the microphone. And this is the part of the Zoom call where we talk about market conditions in general. So this would be the time to talk about such a thing. Um, all right, Bitcoin on the day chart down to 84,250 now. Ethereum's really been hammered, well below the 2,500 support we had set for it. The lower part of that range is at 2290, right where we are now, about 2225, excuse me. So we have a little ways to go to hit that low point of the last 6 months or so. Okay, another chat message. They're saying the EVM tech is also vulnerable on exchanges. So you're talking about exchanges in general. I hadn't heard that, but if somebody wants to elaborate, that would be good. Who's more in the know on it? All right. So Bitcoin and Ethereum have both dipped below their 200 moving day averages. Bitcoin just barely, Ethereum a little, quite a bit more actually. It's well below the 2050 and 200. So these are often seen as support. Could have a bounce in the future, but I don't know if I trust it. Okay, any questions, concerns, comments about the markets overall before we go to Altcoin Alert, see if we can make some money in this? All right, here we go. Altcoin Alert. Easy mode is off. I'm on the altcoin radar setting. I've got all the columns. Gonna refresh and get the most current information. See if we can find an AA score above 80. And no, not really that. We're 76.6 on live peer. This is something I do trade from time to time. So let's give it a look. LPT down about 1% and change. Mostly going sideways though, since it dipped on Wednesday. It's trading kind of in a tight range. This might be deceiving. Yeah, about 2 to 3% range here on LPT. It's below the 20 on the RTI. Let me review my trade setup here. I'm on the 15-minute chart for my day trading layout. I've got supply and demand visible range from Lux Algo as my for support and resistance. RTI, the relative trend index. This is what I set alerts on to get into trades. And cumulative delta I use sometimes as confirmation for trend-based trading. And at the moment, we're below the 20 on the RTI. So this would be a good one to set up an alert on. But bear, might be difficult to get a big move on this. You got in now. Resistance at 5%, not bad. That's a pretty good day trade, actually. But getting above that might be difficult unless we get a big move. 8% back to where we were on Wednesday. And then the red zone, 16%. That'd be a great day trade if we made it back there. But I'll go ahead and show you how to do an alert on, let me click in the RTI, right click, add an alert. crossing up on the 20. Once per bar close, leaves it on all day. And this is a AA score. If you type something in TradingView, you will usually remember it if you do it a few times. And 3 notes reverb. So that's how you do that if you're looking to set up a short or an alert for a long position. But I like to trade both directions on leverage on a foreign exchange. So my alert's going to look different. I'm going to enter a channel, 80 on top, 20 on the bottom, and everything else the same. So that's how I do my alert to trade both directions. And I've got 2 messages in the chat. Bybit's wallet, use EVM, EVM compatible wallets, security concerns. Okay, it must be a type of software then, or yeah. Okay, Mark's suggesting not being on an exchange. So that would be one way to do things. And I trade on Bybit, so but I don't think it was customer wallets or customer accounts that were affected. It was some kind of wallet that was compromised. So um, I don't know if that's going to be all exchanges, Bybit, Coinbase, things like that have wallets attached, or if actual accounts are an issue. Yeah, Mark's saying he doesn't know his Bybit's wallet. So I don't recall what if Bybit has a separate wallet like Coinbase does, the base wallet, um, or if that just means function to hold funds for a customer. So um, I looked on Bybit after the Bybit exploit happened, and my funds were not affected, so I haven't worried about it. But now Mark's got me a little worried. I have to check on that more in detail after this. So just be careful out there, guys, and don't put a lot of funds in any one place. That's advice I feel confident sharing. I've got some of my funds in Coinbase, some on MetaMask, some on Exodus, some on Bybit, like I mentioned. So it's good to have them in different places. And if you're buying and holding, you should have them on a off-chain wallet anyway, like Exodus and um, yeah. And Mark continues, I thought Bybit did very well. Okay, yeah, they handled their situation pretty quickly. Some other exchanges helped them out, so it wasn't a huge setback for that exchange other than the bad news. All right, let's get back to our day trading though. I just showed you an approach for LPT on a day trading layout on my swing trading layout, and I've not had success lately with swing trading, but it is part of what I talk about, so I'll go ahead and talk about it. We're currently in a sell on the hour chart. Oh, in this layout, I'm also using supply and demand visible range for support and resistance, then the super trend for entry signals, and then Trendilo LSMA, which is a moving average indicator. I'm using that for confirmation. So at the moment, we're negative on both the super trend and the LSMA. So if you want to catch this on a swing, if you got in now, retrace potential to the red zone is 13%. Not bad. Um, but you set an alert like this, right click on the sell signal here or buy signal, either one. You can leave the direction change if you want to trade both directions to buy a spot position, say on Coinbase, choose the buy function. Trigger usually for me it's only once, and it's gonna be AA score for my alert name, and leave this the same. Notify an app on my phone, toast notification, a pop up on my computer screen play a sound also on my computer screen. There's a lot to choose from. I usually choose a different one for swing trades, handbell. Click create and you're good to go. I'm kind of maxed out in my swing trades right now, so I'm not setting anymore. And I've got another chat question. Uh, Mark is giving us additional updates on Bybit. They put up a ransom on the thieves, so hope they get them. All right, well, that's my swing approach on LPT. Any questions on that? Either the swing or the day trade approach? Okay, let's go through some other sorts on Altcoin Alert. That one was AA score. I've been using social activity a little bit more. And I'm looking for matches with fire and thumbs up or fire and fire. Safe token. That's a good name. It's up 10%. Let's look at that one. I'm not sure where one trades safe token. Let's find out. Okay, well, this one's more popular than I thought. It's on Coinbase. Let's look at it there. So it had a nice move up earlier in the week, and then it's dipped since then. It's below the 20, but barely on the RTI. So add an alert. I think I'll just go with the long on this. I'd probably trade this on Coinbase. Crossing up on the 20, once per bar close. Social activity sort for the name. And yeah, I'll make this one a little different. Go with Sharpie. Click create. Since I'm pondering a day trade on a Coinbase, I usually do my swing trading on Coinbase. All right, so that's the alert I'm waiting to go off there. Let's look at this as a swing. And that's kind of funky looking. So it shot up to 72 cents on Wednesday, down to about 54 cents yesterday, and then up a little bit today. The buy signal did print on Thursday, but not confirmed by the Trendilo, and then it dipped again. So I think I'd look for a different. I'd look for another buy signal. So have it print a short, then another buy. That might take a few days. That's what I would do on this one. Social activity sort on the alert name, notifications, and probably handbell. But I've been a little gun shy with my swing trades lately. Market's not moving positively quite enough. All right. Any questions on safe as a day or swing trade? Okay, let's go back to Altcoin Alert. I'll look for something else in social activity. I saw one that I like. Maker. ILV had a thumbs up a little while ago. Rune, that's the one I was looking at. Fire on both. Down 20%. Could be due for recovery. Let's look at this. Rune. This is something I like to day trade anyway. It's getting hammered on the hour chart. Yeah, pretty big dip on the 15-minute chart, but it is coming back. It's in the green zone now. It's had 3 straight green candles on the 15-minute chart, starting to curve up towards the 20 on the RTI. So I set this alert a little bit earlier, and yeah, I'm trading both directions on this because it's been coming down off the 80 really well for short position. That happened here. and here, and here on a short position. On the long, we haven't really had one qualify lately. So, but in the past, I've had success with Rune as bouncing back from the dips below the 20. So set your alert on that if you want, and we'll see if that comes back. Um, and I've gone through the process of setting alerts like 3 times already, so I'll assume you guys know how to do that at this point. And yeah, this one's getting crushed on the hour chart, though it's printing a pretty nice green candle now. So maybe it's due for a comeback. It's in the green zone on the hour chart as well. So set your alert on the super trend and match it up with Trendio. Look at Bitcoin too as well. Um, yeah. And make sure that's going positively before you set up your trade. Bitcoin will drag down the whole market, as you guys know. So you're usually trading two coins, your altcoin and your Bitcoin. All right, any questions on Rune as a day or swing trade? All right, let's pick up the pace on this a little bit. Looked at 2 social activities and an AA score. Let's see, 1 hour projected. Huh, that's interesting. CKB has positives on both the upper and the lower. I traded that one in a while. Let's check it out. And we can find that on crypto.com, Kraken, and most foreign exchanges. What is on Blowfin? I've been trading on that more lately. There it is. So this one shot up, and then dipped a little bit. Could be due for a short going into the weekend. Otherwise, you want to catch the next dip and retrace. Right click on the RTI. For both directions, you can enter a channel, 80 and 20. For spot trading, you want to cross up on either the 50 or the 20. If I see something that's gone up this much, especially when the market overall is bearish, then maybe I want to catch that one at the 50. So either the 50 or the 20 or something in between on your value for the crossing up. Once per bar close if you want it on all day. This is 1 hour projected range. And you might want to use a different sound. Maybe beep beep. I think I'll use that. Create, and we'll see. All right. And on there's a swing. Uh, buy signals printed, Trendio's pointing up, but we're in the red zone. Okay, let's look at past. Okay, there's retrace potential, up quite a bit more. Let's look at that. If you got in now, retrace potential to 17%. That might take you a month. So I'd rather not be in a trade that long if I can avoid it. Look at the day chart. Yeah, retrace potential 1.8 cents, but that's back to December. So percentage on that would be really nice. Probably over 100. Yeah, 148. It's a low volume altcoin though. I'm not sure if you want to take a chance on that, but if you want to check it out, set up some alerts, go for it. All right, any questions on CKB? All right, that's a 1 hour projected range. Let's look at short-term sentiment. Match that up with Elder Impulse hourly. CKB shows up again, up 28% last hour. That would explain that. Otherwise, I've got a match on Gollum. That one's up 11%. So a few things are bucking the trend. Add X, but just a few. What is add X? Let's look it up. It's not really even showing up on. Do I have this right? Add X. ADX. Okay. One rule in TradingView, you have to type it in correctly. And it's actually on quite a few exchanges, even Bitcoin US, but not on Coinbase. It's on Kraken. A lot of horizontal lines on the 15-minute chart, which means low volume. I don't know if I would trade this volume, but bounce off the 50 and dip back down again. The green zone looks pretty good for support. So if this hooks and comes back, you catch this around here and retrace potential 19%. That's pretty good. Um, yeah, it's even hard to see where resistance is in this setup. Let's go to the swing. It might be a better option for this. Add X. Oh, the volume is pretty low here too. Might be just a function of Kraken, but we have a green LSMA printing, but no, well, we have a buy signal from Tuesday. I'm not sure what to think of this. Got in now. Resistance here at 11%. It's a little more defined up here around 20%, red zone, 25%. So those are potential exits on ADX as a swing, but it could take a while. So any questions on that one? All right, let's look at one more. We'll go for long-term sentiment. And match that up with Elder Impulse Daily. And this is a good one usually for swing trades. I also use it for day trades. And we only got 11 bullish trades on the impulse. So sometimes I'll just sort by that, find a little faster. Maker. Looks like it's the only one. So let's look at Maker. Wrap it up. Get back over to RTI. And Maker had a decent move here. And it's dipping again. It didn't make it down to 20 the last time it dipped. Barely made it here. Did make it here. So I'm thinking a 50 might be a better entry for this. The last 50 we had crossed here. It made a decent move to the red zone, 7%. I like that. So think I'll go with a 50 on this. Right click on the RTI, crossing up on the 50, once per bar close, long-term sentiment, and go back to 3 notes reverb. No, that's a 50 though. I think I was using beep beep for that. Click create. And there you go. It just did dip below. So if it comes back, I'll get that alert going off on the 15 minute. So next, 12 minutes might come back and give me an alert. All right. So that's Maker on the RTI. Let's go over to the 1 hour chart, and we're in the red zone now. Don't like that for an entry. Look at the 4 hour chart, 8 hour day. Maker's making a pretty good move. Looks like it's shooting for its December high. So red zone is 20%. The December high is 33%. But again, those could take a few months to get back that far. Um, but, we're at the 50. Sometimes that's no man's land. Sometimes that's a coin finding its strength, its zone. Yeah, it's a pretty good move. All right. Or you could wait for the next buy signal, wait for it to dip and then catch another buy and then ride that back up. That would be another way to do it. Okay, any questions on Maker? Any questions on Altcoin Alert overall, or day trading or swing trading? I'm going to wrap it up here. So thanks for your comments, Mark. Appreciate it. And everyone else, thank you for your attendance. If you're watching on the recording, I'd rather see you live, but check out the opportunities in the pinned comment. They help fund the channel. Guys, have a good rest of your week. See you on Monday. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.